What if the biggest challenges facing the world today are not just crises to survive, but opportunities to build the future differently? As a critical thinker, a woman in tech, and an entrepreneur, that is how I see this moment, the moment we live in currently. Hello, everyone. Today, I want to speak not from the perspective of an institution and not from the perspective of theory alone. I want to speak as a critical thinker, as a woman in tech, and as an entrepreneur. Because when I look at the world today, I don't just see problems. I see signals. I see systems under pressure. I see outdated models failing in real time. And I see massive opportunities hidden inside the disruption. We are living in a generation that is witnessing change at an extraordinary scale. Cities are expanding. Education is being questioned. Infrastructure is under strain. Jobs are changing. Trust in leadership is being tested. And climate change is no longer a future conversation. It is a present reality. These are not just small issues. They are defining challenges of our time. But here is where I think we need to think differently. So many people look at global challenges and see only fear. They see only crisis, only uncertainty. But a critical thinker asks a different question. What is this challenge revealing? What system is actually breaking? What human need is being exposed? What opportunity is emerging for those willing to think deeply and build boldly? Because at the end of the day, every large-scale problem creates demand for a large-scale solution. And that is where innovators, builders, entrepreneurs, and leaders come in. To me, these are not just global challenges. They are global invitations. Invitations to rethink how we live, how we learn, how we lead, how we build, and how we serve humanity better. Number one, urbanization. The world is urbanizing rapidly. More people are moving into the cities. And why that brings growth, it also brings pressure. Pressure on housing, pressure on transportation, pressure on public services, pressure on energy, pressure on human dignity. The issue is not simply that cities are growing. The issue is whether our systems are growing intelligently with them. When cities are badly designed, people do not just experience inconvenience, they experience inequality, they experience stress, inefficiency, pollution, insecurity, and disconnection. That is why urbanization is not just a population issue. It is a design issue, a system issue, a leadership issue, and for entrepreneurs, this is one of the biggest opportunities of our generation. The future belongs to those who can create better housing systems, smarter mobility, safer public spaces, better waste management, more efficient transportation, and cities that are not just bigger, but more livable. Because what is a modern system if it is not built for human flourishing? And as a woman, I cannot ignore the fact that the way cities are designed affect how people experience safety, how people access, how people access work, caregiving, and freedom of movement. So this conversation is not neutral. The environments we build shape the lives people are able to live in safely. Number two, education. Education is one of the most urgent areas where the world must be honest with itself. In many places today, we are still preparing people for a version of the world that no longer exists. We are teaching people how to memorize in a time that demands adaptability. We are rewarding conformity in a time that needs creativity. We are producing credentials in a world that is increasingly rewarding practical skills, critical thinking, and problem solving. As a woman in tech, I see this gap clearly. Technology is moving so fast. Industry are changing fast. The future of work is changing rapidly. But many educational systems are still moving slowly. And no, the answer is not simply to throw technology into old systems and hope for transformation. Because if the mindset behind the system is outdated, technology will only modernize inefficiency. The real opportunity is to reinvent learning itself. Yes, reinventing learning itself. But how do we make education more accessible without reducing its quality? How do we help people learn relevant skills at scale? How do we build systems that prepare people not just to pass tests, but to solve real problems? Artificial intelligence, digital platform, global collaboration tools, and alternative learning models gives us a chance to democratize education like never before. But the deeper question remains, are we educating people to repeat what is known or to build what is needed? That is the kind of education the future requires. You heard me right. That is the kind of education the future requires. Number 3 is infrastructure. Infrastructure is one of the least glamorous but most important foundation of progress because ideas do not scale in a vacuum. Businesses do not thrive in broken systems. Communities do not function well when the structure underneath daily life are weak. Infrastructure is not just about roads, about bridges and seaports. It is about electricity, about internet access, logistics, supply chains, digital systems, water systems, and the hidden architecture that makes modern life possible. Whenever infrastructure is weak, friction increases, costs rise, time is wasted, growth slows down, potential is lost. And this is why infrastructure is not just a public issue, it is also an entrepreneurial issue. Some of the most important businesses of the future will be built around reducing friction, moving goods faster, connecting people better, creating reliable energy systems, strengthening supply chains, and designing digital infrastructures that allows more people to participate in the economy. Yes, you heard me right. But we often romanticize innovation as flashy technology. But sometimes the greatest innovation is simply making essential systems work better. Removing friction at the scale is one of the purest forms of creation. Yes, one of the purest form of creation. Number 4 is job creation. The future of work is one of the defining questions of our generation. Automation is growing. Technology is transforming industries. Traditional employment models are shifting, and millions of people are asking the same questions. Where do I fit in this future? That is why job creation must be discussed with honesty and imagination. We cannot keep preparing people for economic structures that are disappearing. And we cannot keep measuring success only by who gets hired into existing systems. We need to think bigger than employment alone. We need to think about empowerment capability, creation, ownership. And as an entrepreneur, I believe one of the most powerful things we can do is to help people become builders, not just applicants. That means teaching practical skills, digital skills, creative skills, technical skills, business skills, problem solving skills. But it also means creating ecosystems where innovation can survive, because telling people to be entrepreneur without giving them access to tools, access to networking, training, and opportunity is incomplete. Now, the real opportunity is not just to create jobs. It is to create people who can create value in a changing world. That shifts, changes everything. 5 is governance. Governance may be one of the most uncomfortable challenges to discuss, but it affects all the others, because no matter how brilliant ideas are, weak leadership and weak institutions can suffocate progress. Governance is not just about politics, it is about trust, it is about fairness, it is about accountability. It is about whether systems are designed to serve people or to merely control them. Good governance creates environments where businesses can grow, citizens can trust systems, and innovation can flourish. Bad governance creates instability, it creates confusion, it creates inefficiency, fears, and wasted potentials. As a critical thinker, I believe governance is really about the quality of structure behind power, not performance, not slogans, not charisma alone, but systems that work, systems that are just, systems that are live personalities. And this matters in every sector: governments, business, education, technology, media, and community leadership. Because leadership without ethics is dangerous, and power without accountability always has a cost. The world does not need more leaders, it needs more trustworthy ones. The world needs more trustworthy leaders. The last on my list is climate change. Climate change is no longer theoretical. It is affecting agriculture, migration, public health, infrastructure, energy systems, water access, and the stability of the entire communities. And what makes this challenge so important is that it forces us to confront a deeper truth. We cannot keep building as if we are separate from the environment that sustains us. Climate change is not only an environmental issue, it is an economic issue, it is a healthcare issue, it is a policy issue, it is also a justice issue, it is a technology issue. And most importantly, it is a profound innovation opportunity. Yes, I repeat, a profound innovation opportunity. There is enormous room for progress in renewable energy, climate smart agriculture, sustainable design, circular economies, cleaner manufacturing, water management, and great technologies that are both practical and scalable. But more than that, climate change is a test of maturity. The question is, will we keep prioritizing short-term gain over long-term survival? Will we continue to innovate without wisdom? Will we expand continually without considering consequences? Remember this: the future belongs to people who can build responsibly, not just faster, not just bigger, but wiser. Now, the deeper truth behind all this. Now, here is what I believe connects all these challenges. They are not separate. Urbanization affects infrastructure, education affects job, governance affects every system, climate affects economies. Everything is connected. And that means shallow thinking will not solve deep problems. We need system thinkers. We need ethical innovators. We need people who can connect technology with humanity, technology with ambition, technology with responsibility, and profits with purpose. And that is where I believe voices like mine, yes, voices like mine, not because I have all the answers, but because the future needs more people willing to ask better questions. And as a woman in tech, I know what it means to stand at the intersection of innovation and exclusion, progress and possibility. And I believe the future needs more women, not just participating in change, but shaping it. We need women who are building platforms, designing systems, leading ventures, creating policies, solving hard problems, not as an afterthought, but as a force. Because the future cannot be built well when too many voices are left out of the room. Yes, when too many voices are left out of the room. So my message today is simple. Do not look at the global biggest challenges and shrink in fear. Look again, because inside every major disruption is a demand for intelligence. Inside every broken system is a call for redesign. Inside every global challenge is an opportunity for someone courageous enough to build differently. Ask yourself, what problem is this moment exposing? What outdated model is collapsing? What new need is emerging? What can I build that truly serves people? Because the people who will shape the future are not just the people who talk about what is wrong. They are the people who understand what is wrong deeply enough to create what is next. This is not the time to think small. This is not the time to be passive. This is not the time to watch history from a distance. This is a time to build, to question. This is a time to innovate. This is a time to lead. This is a time to create solutions worthy of the scale of the moment we are living in. The global greatest challenges are also the world's greatest opportunities. The question is whether we have the courage, the depth, and the discipline to respond. Yes. The future will not be shaped by those who fear complexity, but by those who are willing to build truth. Thank you for watching. Until I come your way next time. I win for a living. Are you winning? Just as I am. See you. Bye for now.